This conference will now be recorded.
So friends, today is 21st session, okay, day 21, and today will be the last session. So we are going to see something about portal, though it is not in the course. I don't want to keep you totally blank when someone asks you about the portal, some basic level of customization. So you should be able to at least, right, do some R&D by yourself. Okay. So what is a service portal? As I said already during our initial session, it is a kind of website. It is a web page. SP, see, SP is the service portal for ITSM. Similarly, see, ITSM is one of the application given by ServiceNow. Similarly, there can be a number of applications like CSM, Customer Service Management. It will have its own portal. SP meant to be used by ITSM. It may have something like CSM or something else. We don't know. We haven't installed it, right? So each application will have its own portal if the application wants to present some web page. So if we do like this, there are applications like HR, it will have its own portal. Say this is service portal. We used to put catalog items over here, right? We have used this. So then where these menu items come from? What are these? These are widgets. We create a portal, we give the suffixes sp, and then on this portal we create a page, and in the page we add widgets. This get help is one widget, knowledge base is one widget. A widget is something we create and put it on the page, drag drop. So let's see where do they come from. Okay, what I will do, uh, let me open a duplicate session over here. I'll go to, yeah, Paris, our version, drag this tab here. Yeah, where do they come from? So if you go to the navigation and type portal, it is coming up. See, portals. These are all the portals present in the system. There may be some custom created by me, like this Pankaj, PKJ custom, Sachin portal, my portal. This 4 to 5 I have created as part of R&D. So what are the out? See, ignore these first six. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ignore these 5. The rest of them are the portals given to us by ServiceNow. See. So where is our portal? See, I told you, right? CSM I have enabled. So CSP is its suffix. If what is it? CSP. So if I give it as CSP, it should display the service portal of CSM application if the application is really enabled on my instance. How to enable the application? See, it has a slight different look and feel. Correct. This portal belongs to CSM application. Similarly, SP is for service ITSM. All right. So what does this contain? Service portal ITSM. Open. Coming up. Taking time. Wait. Connection is a bit slow, I believe. exit. We will do it again. All right. Portals over here. Hopefully this time it will open. SP, right click, show matching. Where is it? How to filter SP. Internet okay. Let me check. Connection is okay. SP. Yes. Okay, fine. We will wait for it, and then in the meantime, let me show you how does it look in the designing environment. Finally, it opened. Patience. This is how it looks. It is in the global application. I'll select global over here. This is how the portal looks. Its home page, its landing page, login page, scope, what is the main header menu, everything. What is the header menu? This is the header menu. If you do SP, this is the header menu. It comes from here. Whatever we specify, we can open it, we can edit it. I'll show you one example. So then let's create. We are going to see very basic thing. We will create our own portal quickly. We will give our own suffix. We will give a home page. All right. So if I go to here, service portal configuration, designer, this is page designer. We can see existing pages like, where did it go? Like index page, which is being used over here. How does it look? What does it contain? I will put index. It is a page. See, service portals index page. Click. Now, this is the designer. Page designer. See, now did you get? How can we help? Is one of the widgets I can delete it from here. If I scroll to the right, there is a pencil icon. I can edit it. See, I can delete it. This highlighted portion is one widget. How can we help? Where did it go? See, this one comes from here. I can delete it. Request something is a separate widget. I can delete it. I can modify it. Knowledge base is a widget. I can link. I can link. I can link. These are out of the box widgets. Everything on a portal, see, is a widget separately. We can delete or edit them, and that's how they are visible over here. We can change the alignment, we can swap this, we can do whatever we want, right? Then let's create our own page. If I go here, go back to the page designer, close it, close this, page designer, add a new page. See, I will add a new page. I will give page title anything. I will submit it, and then I get into the designing mode of this page. And then this is what we call as a page, and we can add a container. We can add a container from here or from the left hand side, it's our choice. Okay, at the max there will be 12 sections, right? One, the total should be 12 screen partition. Say 12, 12 by 2, and then 3 plus 9, 12, 9 plus 3, 12, whatever we want. So if I take this, there will be 2. 6 plus 6. I can put a widget over here, I can put a widget over here as per our requirement. How many widget do we want to pick? I could have taken this as well. Okay, like if I delete this, yes. Now I believe there is nothing over here. We are back. So let us try this. If I drag it over here, we have 3, but the total is 12. Okay, now let's put a widget over here. So I'll put it as, let us see, out of the box icon table. It is over here. I have opened it. The first one, data table from instance. Data table from instance. Let us see. Data table. Data table from instance definition. Drag it. Put it over here. When we put it, then we will have to go over here, specify the table name from where the data will come. See, let's take the user table, sys underscore user, and then scroll down, locate the table. It must be somewhere here. All right, and then save it. I just want to show you how does it look. Was it saved? Yes, it has been saved, and it would look like this. And then, just a minute. Yes, so where were we? I have placed a widget. Let's put one more widget over here. So the another one would be, like, one is data table from instance that displays data from a table. Data table from URL definition. This allows the user to select the table in the portal and display the data. Let us take it. Data table from URL definition. Here, see, it lets us select the table like this, right? Let us go back. Okay, I will change the table name. Here also I'll take user so that you can know. Delete. Data table from URL definition. Select the same table so that we can know the difference. It must be here. We have two different widgets on our page. Okay, so now our page is ready. The name of the page is Swapnil. It has been saved automatically. We don't have a save button over here. It will be saved. So now that we have got the page, what we can do, we will create a portal like this, similar to this. Okay, and then go to portal, to new, give a title. Okay, and it will be, we cannot take SP, uh, SSP, Software Service Portal. All right, let's take a home page that we created. What name did we give? It should be populated over here. It is there. Take it. Fine. Rest of the things, let it be like this. We just want to create a basic page. Save it. So my portal is ready and its home page is opening. Now I can actually go here and type my portal name SSP and hit, and see, our portal is ready. It displays two widgets over here. First one has hard coded table name. It is from data definition. This is URL. Runtime, we can give the table name. Second widget, I mean, URL definition. Any table we can take of our choice to display the data like this, and it will display the data. Fine. Here, what can we do? If we double click, it will take us to the view from where we can modify the profile. See, business phone. If I do it and save it like this, okay, I have put some validation, otherwise it would have saved. It is asking for company and all. Okay, it will directly save it to sys underscore user table, that particular record. Okay, it is like that. We don't have a company over here. Let's try to click once more. Some fields are incomplete. Company it is asking for, but we don't have company configured over here. All right, that's the only reason. Otherwise, from the portal, it is possible to update the record. You see everything over here. User profile, right? This is one widget. Where's the other one? If I go back, discard. Going back. Yeah, here you specified the table yourself, right? Can we open? We can do the same thing from here. We chose the table, right? We chose the table. But it seems we can create a new record as well from here. See, we can create first name, last name, and we can submit it from here. So such out of the box widgets are handy, right? See, everything is there. We can save primary email device created. See, record edit. This is how it is. Now, if in your instance, if you go to this form, you will see that record like this. So from the portal, we created a new user. That is possible. I will go to users. See, Swapnil access created. First name, last name. This is how it is possible to do such things from portal itself, portal interface. I'll go back. So two widgets working fine. We will put one more. Where is our designer? We have a provision to put few more, right? So there is something called, let's see over here, URL link or icon link. Icon link, I believe. Let's try that. Icon, icon link. We will put it somewhere here. Did it put? Edit. Icon link, see it is here. Click. Type page. What all things can you put? See, catalog item. Let us open article, KB category, knowledge article, URL. Let us put a catalog item. Give a name. Fetching. Does it contain anything that we created? Yes. If Swapnil order guide, Swapnil first record producer. Select page SCRAQ item. SA request. Okay. And then save it. Let us see if it opens our record producer from here. Let us test. Now this is how it will be. And now if I hit this again, it should reflect the third one. No. Did you see? Submitted request. Let's make some room for it. And I think we should. Let's delete this one. I think we need to do some alignment. This is gone. And then bring this over here. And then let's see if we can see it. SSP. It doesn't show, that is we are missing something. See, I can click it here. The label is missing. See the URL in the status. SC underscore request SID. It is working. But then what is happening? We have not given any kind of label to it. That's why. So go back, edit, title, record producer. Short description, no need. So now, how should it display it like this? And I'll save it. So when we added it as a third widget, that time also it was added, but the label was missing. All right. So now, if I hit this again, see, now if I click on this, it should take me to the record producer. I think we have deleted it. That's the reason record not found is coming. Right. Otherwise, it should take us to that record producer, and the record producer contains the what we say questionnaire, right? That questionnaire we should fill up, and then a request will be created. So is it correct? SC. What else do we have? SC cat item. Let us try this. Might be the case. All right. If I go here, some existing page like this, save it, container, close everything, configuration, page design, designer. Okay. Do we have anything called Vikram that I created some time back? We don't have. Okay. CSM. What else custom do we have over here? CSM login. Sachin page. Let us see this. Sachin page is also one of the page I created in the past. I have put an icon link over here, and let's see what did we put. Are we going wrong somewhere? SC cat item needs to be there. We put something else, right? So now let us go back. SC underscore catalog underscore item needs to be there. Okay, go to the pages. Swapnil, our page. SC cat item have we put? Yes, we have put. That means something went wrong. Either we have accidentally disabled it. Let us try with Swapnil order guide. And that title and all, nothing more. Yes. Home. I'll refresh it. Click. Ideally, it should see, and then it opened. It didn't reflect, right? Order mouse. That means Swapnil record producer might be deleted. That's the reason record not found. Order guide working fine. See, additional comment. Deliver. This is the same thing we created sometime back, right? And then you can go ahead and order it. Okay. Select everything. The button and all that you'll have to dig out. You'll have to do some R&D around it. We used to see some next button over here, right? To order it. Check why it is not getting displayed, right? We are somewhere close. But in short, I wanted to show you we can display our record items, record producers order guide through our custom portal, as well as we can modify the existing service portal to give such links. It will be displayed. All right. This is all about it. And one last thing I want to show you is uh, like, okay, if we open the out of the box one, it contains a header SP service portal. If I open this, see, it contains the header menu. We can also use it. Let us open header menu page. Open this form, SP header menu form. If you scroll down, see, it contains the menu that you see at the right hand side in the portal. If you do SP, hit enter, see, Vikram is a custom entry I added over here. Vikram, see, if I delete, it will go away. What does it contain? Open. If I click on Vikram, something will happen. How to link that page? I'll show you. This is a menu item, and on its click, I have opened this page, my custom page. It can be a URL, a knowledge base entry, knowledge article, it can be anything. I chose that page, I gave the page name, my custom page. Did we create? We created, right? Swapnil page. Let us see. Let us open our custom page from here. Save it. So now my custom page that I created. I'm not talking about portal. Portal is different. Page is configured inside the portal. This is the page. Now if I go here and if I refresh, I still see Vikram over here, but then the page that I will see when I click on it will be, see, it directed us to this page. I can see everything. Correct. This is how it is. If I want to add a new item, let us add a new menu item. SP header menu contains these things. This is SP header menu. It contains some 6 to 7 menu items. I will create a new one like this. See, these are basic customization. I am showing you a path. Though this is not in the course, but now that I have showed you that these things can be done, you can do your own R&D and explore. Label Pankaj, SP header menu, page, any page, supply page, submit. Now Pankaj will be available as a menu in our out of the box service portal, ITSM service portal. This is customization of portal. Hit. See, Pankaj, this is how you customize out of the box. This is ITSM service portal, and I have added a new menu item to it in the sequence. If I click on it, it should direct me to the page. Any page. It can be a knowledge article, anything. This is all about service portal. How do you create a quick recap? How do we create a portal? We go close everything. This is our instance, and from here to create a new portal, we need to go to portal over here. Create a new one. When we create a new one, it will ask for all the the suffix, title. It will ask for all these entries. Create these pages. We created one page over here. Similarly, knowledge homepage, you can create a new one. Login page, you can create a new one. Home page, create a new one. Catalog homepage, whatever you want to add. If you don't want to add, that's fine. Save it, and then go ahead, go to the designer service portal configuration, create new pages. When you create a single page like this, we do add a new page, and then it will be listed under here once you save it. When you add a new page, you have to give page title, submit, and then it will take you to designing. And as I said, it can have max 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 partitions like this. I can put a widget in each. The total should be 12. This is what ServiceNow has kept, right? So 6 plus 6, like that. And then over here, select select a widget, add a widget out of the box. If you want your own widget, then it's a different story. Then you will have to go to widget editor. You will have to create your own widget, and that requires knowledge of Angular JavaScript. Creation of a widget requires knowledge of Angular JavaScript. You give the name of the widget, submit. You will write HTML code, Angular JavaScript, CSS cascading style sheet. That's the reason. Service portal develops it. This is how widget editor looks. This is widget editor. Here you will write HTML. Here controller, client script, server side script. These all will interact. Rendering will happen. Model view controller architecture. Model view controller. This is controller, right? This is view. This is how they interact. If I don't want to see a certain section, uncheck it. I will check it. Uncheck, check. This is how a portion I don't want to see. This is how you create widget, save it. And once you save it, it will be available as one of the widgets over here. Like this. You put the widget, you save, and that's it. This much of knowledge is more than enough for you to dig it out, right? Learning Angular JavaScript takes time, right? Service now development is different from portal development. So this is not a criteria that you should know service portal development. No, it is not like that. One may be a champion in service portal designing. That person may not be a champion in service now development. Yeah. If you get some 10 to 15 years of experience, you may know everything. ITOM, service portal, service not development, everything. In that case, that person would be an architect, right? It's like that. So this is all about. I'll share you this PDF service portal. Okay, anytime you can go and visit. Now I have few questions over here. So whatever we did for these sessions, 21 sessions. Okay. So a quick recap kind of thing. I will stop sharing my screen. I have some questions over here. Who all are present? Kalyan is there. Swaraj is there. Okay, fine. No problem. So this is just to take you through a questionnaire and all right. So can you tell me how to install what is a mid server and how to install a mid server? Kalyani or Swaraj, can any one of you tell me something about mid server? If you are asked in an interview, what is a mid server? How to install it? Do you know it?
That server is a locally installed server which act as a middleware between any if we have any third party integration tool which is interacting with the service now, then
Mm-hmm.
in that part the mid server will be used and we can
Exactly.
install from our side on the servers.
Yes, so we install it in an organization, okay, and while installing it, we create in the user table we create a new account. We give the
Yes.
mid server role to that user, and we use that account during installation. We give the URL of our ServiceNow instance plus that username and password, and then we install it, and that's how they be interacting ServiceNow and mid server. All right, and next one is what is the difference between REST and SOAP in terms of web services? Okay, REST is an architectural style. SOAP is a protocol. SOAP was conventionally used for integration. Nowadays, it is less used. It is more secure than REST. So, if you go to banking domains, you will find that SOAP is widely used due to security. In rest of the aspect, REST is more comfortable, like more flexible. It is more scalable. It is faster than SOAP. It is lightweight compared to SOAP. More important thing, the most one is it supports not only XML. Along with XML, it supports JSON and other formats of requests, and that's the reason it is most widely used, right? And what is auth 2.0? Do you know? How will you answer that? What is auth 2.0?
It's authentication type of an authentication used in a SOAP where you give username and password.
Where we give username and password, that is the basic authentication. Basic authentication is different than auth 2.0. Auth 2.0 is all about token, token
Tokens.
based authentication. So if I publish a web service in ServiceNow to create an incident, I share the URL with the third party, and then I will also share the token URL with the third party. So first, the third party will consume the token URL. The party will pass the client ID, client secret, and all those things, username, password to ServiceNow. ServiceNow will get it. It will generate a token. It will return the token to the third party. Going ahead, the third party will use that token and pass it to the actual endpoint URL, which is incident creation URL. And then it will call the ServiceNow URL, the web service, and this is how ServiceNow will create an incident. This is called token based authentication. And yeah, what are the ways to retrieve server data from a client script? We saw that long back. The ways to get server data from client script. We know we cannot write simply straight. It is not straightforward to get the server side data as it is a client script. So how do we get the data? We have something called scratchpad variable once we discussed. So we will write a display business rule. In the display business rule, we will write, we will define a scratchpad variable and we will store whatever value we want from whatever table. Okay, and then this scratchpad variable, whenever the display business rule runs, it will store the value. When we open the form, this business rule will be triggered. It will store the value, and then our client scripts can use this value for further processing. This is how it is. We saw one example during initial days. What is the other way? Glide Ajax. Glide Ajax allows us to trigger a script include. Okay. Uh, we can fetch server-side data using script include. In Glide Ajax, there is something called a callback function in Glide Ajax. We use response.getXML. There is a line, we have a syntax. The answer attribute gets us the response. This is how it is. So Glide Ajax and Scratchpad variable are the two ways to retrieve server-side data in a client script. Interview question. And yeah, what is an event registry? Rings a bell. Event registry. No. We created an event. We went to notifications, selected that event, and then we used a business rule. We use event queue function in the business rule to trigger the event. Using event mechanism, it is possible to dynamically throw a notification, dynamically trigger a notification from server-side script, like business rule or any other server-side scripts, whatever is there, scheduled scripts or anywhere we can write, right? So dynamically trigger based on certain conditions, any calculation or anything, we can trigger an event and then the notification. So yeah, what is a script include? Next one, what is a script include? No, script include is a feature of ServiceNow that allows us to build a modular code, right? So if there is a redundant code we are using in our server-side script, we can get rid of it by using a script include. Script include is a library. It can contain n number of functions. So example, if I am writing a code to find out the length of a string in my code, okay, I'm using it. I'm using a for loop. I'm using string concatenation function every time. I have used it at 10 places in my code. I can simply create a script include and a function inside it to find out the string length, and I can replace my code, right, those lines, the logic with the script include. So 2 to 3 lines reduced to just one line. This is how we can make our code look more meaningful. We can follow a modular approach using script include. Okay, it can be client callable. A client callable script include is used in giving a glide Ajax call from client script. We saw an example in our sessions, right? And server side script include, it is server side by default, which we can invoke from our server side script like business rule or any other case. Okay, and what is the UI action? Kalyani, Swaraj.
If you want to have some validations in your form or something, then we use the UI
UI
actions.
UI action is something using which we can put a button on a ServiceNow form. We can put it at the banner, we can put it at the bottom. We cannot put a button in the center using UI action. All right. So we can execute client side script, we can also execute server side script using UI action. Then the interview question the person may ask, like, how to give a call to the server side function from client side. What is that function name? It is GSFT submit and we pass the action name in that. So in the client script, I will call GSFT submit. I'll pass the action name. From that, ServiceNow knows that now it's the time to give a call to the server side script. So this is how the flow is. GSFT submit. Okay. Now, um, what are aggregate functions in ServiceNow? We saw yesterday, I think, glide aggregate functions. Simple. When we want to find the count or minimum or maximum value from a column in a table, we use glide aggregate. Like glide record, glide date time, we have glide aggregate, glide aggregate class. Okay, we create a reference, we give the reference of a table, and then we can specify the column name and then minimum or maximum whatever we want to find from that column, like that. Then what is a journal input? We saw, I think, during second session or something, journal input. Any idea? Do you remember that? Using journal input, we can create a logging mechanism like work notes and all. For example, in incident form, if we open it, we can put the work notes and then we can see a long trail of the activities that happen on that ticket. We can build similar things using journal input. Whatever we type in, it will be preserved as a trail on the same form. Okay. And what are the best practices do we follow while doing scripting? Best practices, we follow modular approach. To implement it, we use script include. We do proper commenting in the code so that if we leave the company, the person who will be taking the charge understands on what day the code was modified, who modified the code, what was the purpose. So make sure, right, you put in the comments. Don't use current.update in the code unless it is required. Otherwise, the code will go to some loop. It will go run into a loop. Okay. And yeah, these are the best practices we follow. Okay. And there may be a few more that you can explore on community and all. Okay. And dashboards, you know already. Using dashboard is a pictorial representation, a summary of data used by the executive and the managers, right? What is the difference between UI policy and client script? UI policy has a set of actions. Without writing code, we can do certain things like hiding a field, showing a field, making it read only editable. Correct. These things can also be done using client script, but in a client script, we have to write a code to achieve it. UI policy also has a scripting section. If we access a value of a field in it, it will always be the current value, the new value, and not the old value, current transaction value. Okay, we cannot access the old value in a UI policy. Whatever you access will be the current one. If I have opened a record, if on change, if the UI policy triggers, if first name contains Pankaj, if I access it, it will be Pankaj. But after opening the record, if I change it to Jadhav, in that case, it will contain Jadhav, the new value, even if I haven't saved the record. It will show the current transaction value. How to check the version of ServiceNow? Using stats in the navigation or even in the URL address bar. You can hit stats.to. Okay. Uh, can we use try catch block in a business rule? Yes, we can use it. Like we use it in C, C++, JavaScript. We can use a try catch to capture runtime exceptions. Okay. And what are the default ACLs created on a table? Whenever we create a new table, what default ACLs are created? Kalyani, do you remember that? We worked on ACLs. How many ACLs get created? 4 ACLs get created. Crude operations. Create, read, write, delete. Right? Then we configure the roles in it for each ACL. And we configure that role in the user profiles or in the groups. Right? So that the people can perform the associated operation. All right. And then how to schedule reports I showed you. Right? We go to reports, we can create bar chart, pie chart, whatnot, and then we can schedule it. We can specify the email ID. Right? What is a dictionary override? Dictionary override is a feature that allows us to uh, override a parent table field attribute and change its properties. Like the parent table contains field 1, field 2, field 3. Child table extends it. Child table F1 field 1 coming from parent is a choice field containing 3 values. In the child table, I want one more value, the fourth one to it. I will do dictionary override. I will override it. I will add a fourth choice at child level. This is what dictionary override is. Okay, it is not just specific to choice field. Other fields can also be modified for child. The properties. Okay. Then yeah. What is a retroactive start in SLA? Retroactive start. When we configure SLAs for a company, we have a checkbox called retroactive start. Retroactive start means if the incident is assigned to A and from A to it goes to group B. In that case, if the SLA resolution SLA is 5 hours, 1 hour is spent by group A and after that it was assigned to group B. In that case, ideally it should get 4 hours, 1 hour already spent by group A. But if retroactive start is enabled, group B will get full 5 hours. It will again start from the creation time. This is what retroactive SLA is. Okay. And then transformation scripts. What are the transformation scripts available? You should know those 6 to 7. On before, on after, on complete, on foreign insert, on choice create, everything you should be able to answer. What is on foreign insert? When we create a record on a target table, if the target table has one of the field as a reference field, if I put something in that field through my transformation which doesn't exist in the reference table, in that case on foreign insert will execute. Similarly, on choice create will execute when there is a choice field on the target table. One of the field is choice field, and if I put something into that field which doesn't exist in this choice table or in that drop down, in that case we can decide whether to accept it or not. And if we want to do anything, we can write on choice script. If I want to ignore a record based on any kind of condition, I will write ignore equal to true in on before script. I'll check if product name equal to null, ignore equal to true. Ignore equal to true will make sure the record is not created in the table. This is how it is. All right. So upload various file formats, retrieve data, best practices. Yeah. Suppose you have promoted one update set from dev to test environment and you want to undo the changes. How to undo? There is a button. If you open an update set, top right corner there is a button called back out. You can click it and undo the changes. Back out is the button. Okay. And then yeah, there is something called cross scope privilege. If there are two scopes, scope 1 application, scope 2 application, script include is present in scope 1 which is not accessible. So explore on cross scope privileges. What are they? In cross scope privileges we can specify one scope can access what features of the other scope. We can give permission like scope 1 script include can be accessible from scope 2, something like that. Explore on that. Okay. And then if I create a new script include and I don't want it to be accessible by other scope, in that case I will sorry, I got a call. What I was saying, yeah, I have created a script include, then I want it to be accessible only in the current scope. No other scope should be able to access it. So if you have ever created a script include, there is a drop down accessible from and it will show the scopes. It will show like all scopes or this scope only. You can select accordingly. Okay. If you select this scope only, then it will not be accessible from any other scope. And the other option is all scope. So any scope can access it. This is how it is. All right. What is domain separation? Domain separation is a feature in ServiceNow using which we can create parent domain, child domain. Imagine a real-time scenario where there is a customer serving multiple. There is a support organization which support multiple customers, customer C1, C2, C3. They provide services to multiple customers. Then there are departments in the support organization, department D1, D2, D3. D1 should be able to look after the tickets created by C1 customer. D2 department should be able to look after the tickets created by D2. But then D1, D2, D3, they should not be able to see each other's tickets, though they are on a single instance. Domain separation is a paid plugin. Once we enable it, we can use it to do data segregation in this manner. We can hide data from department, from a company, between the users, right? So in interview there may be question like, then why don't we go for query business rule? Using query business rule also we can hide records, but then you have to say that domain separation can be used where there is a hierarchy, like what I said, right? There are departments and all, and domain separation, if somehow we achieve it using query business rule, then there is something, a paid plugin. Domain separation is a paid plugin. There are cost implications to it, which is not the case in query business rule. So if we want, we can achieve it using complex query business rules. Okay. Using ACLs also we can hide the data. So there will be such questions and you have to smartly answer. Okay. So then, yeah, this is all about, are we left with anything? Customer dictionary override about portals we saw. Yeah, these are the commonly asked questions. Okay, about web services. What is an inbound web service? If I publish the URL of a web service to third party, my web service would be inbound. What is an outbound web service? When I use or consume the URL, that is web service, provided by the third party in my code, that is, I am giving an outbound call. So for me, it is an outbound web service. I am calling third party web service, that is outbound. Who is the publisher and consumer? The one who shares the web service or the URL, it is one and the same. I'll use it interchangeably, web service or URL. The party, the application that shares the URL with the third party is a publisher. The party that writes a code to consume the URL or web service is the consumer. So don't get confused over here. Okay. Then what are the execute options present in client scripts? On change, on submit, on cell edit, on load. Keep handy the description of this one example so that you can speak something. Okay, what is a scheduled job? If I want to auto close the tickets, those are 40 days old or 50 days old, which are pending, I will write a scheduled job, a scheduled script, and then I will check for conditions and auto close the tickets. We saw this example some time back, right? You have to tell those things. What is the most challenging work you have done till date in ServiceNow? There are many things, right? I taught you many examples, many things. You can choose some of them and you can tell, right? So, yeah, this is how questions are in the interview. Customization, you can say you have added new choice fields, choice items to the drop downs, selection fields, right? Customization, you can say you created a UI action to auto close incidents, right? Like this, you can tell many things, try out certain things, start fiddling with the system, okay, and then that's how you will groom yourself. There may be more questions. I'll share you the question list. What is mentioned in the document that I have, I'll share it. And Kalyani Swara, yeah, make sure, though I'm going to write it to the group, you all will have to share your email ID with me. So today evening, I am going to share you some 15 to 20 documents tutorials for your reference. Okay, go through all of them, go through all these 21 videos, and then you will feel as if you have already 3 to 4 years of experience in ServiceNow. This is how the course is. Okay, you will know almost everything. All right, so I think we are good to close over here. We conclude. So thank you very much for your time, everyone. Swaraj, I wish Swapnil could have been here, but his father is not keeping well. Okay,
Yeah.
so yeah. So yeah, Kalyani, yeah, we took 2.5 months, which is not less, right? Quite a period of
Yeah.
time. And yeah, in a medium pace, we covered everything. So best luck for your future. Get a good job. Hope this will help you to shape up your career. It will give a different direction to your career, right? So if there is anything, let me know. And best of luck for everything for your future. All right, Swaraj.
Thank you, Pankaj. Yeah.
All right. Thank you. Take care.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Make sure you share your
Yep.
email ID with me. All right. I'll
Okay.
share you all the tutorial. Thank you. Yeah.
Thank
Okay. Bye.
you.
Yeah.